Well, Arsenal went ahead, obviously, win against AC Milan in Singapore, and they went ahead, obviously, win that particular trophy in there for you. Saka was on target, and guess who? Jakub Kiwior went ahead to put in a very beautiful cross, and Saka went ahead to obviously capitalize onto it, and they went ahead, obviously, win that beautiful game of football by how many goals? By 1-0. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and this is all what you need to know about this beautiful game of football that really took place in Singapore. You know the starting 11, but Norgaard and Zubimendi really looked good, and they went ahead to obviously show glimpses of obviously being part of this team. And huge headache is obviously going to be facing Mikel Arteta on who is going to be partnering with who in that midfield. We all know to it that Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard are constants into that midfield. Now, on Norgaard and Zubimendi, the manager has obviously chosen one, and in the next game, they're obviously going to be playing against Newcastle. We'll be seeing a very vivid picture of who Arsenal is obviously going to be really taking through to see to it that all goes on well into their pursuit of the Premier League trophy and Champions League trophy this upcoming season. But as it stands, I want to let you know that Norgaard really looked exceptional, and I really went ahead to think that maybe the manager of Arsenal will obviously try to trust Norgaard as the CDM in the opening games, and obviously as Zubimendi will obviously come in and really suit into that team later, because Norgaard is a Premier League proven player, and you wouldn't like to see Zubimendi obviously tussling it out with teams in the Premier League. And I think the manager is really very conversant of the first game they're obviously going to be playing with, opening up with the season. That is a game of a club known as Manchester United is going to be hosting Arsenal at the Emirates, and the manager knows what it takes to obviously have in such at their club. So as it stands, Arsenal really got this win, lost in penalties, but in the full 90 they were the overall winners into the mix as a side of Arsenal. So that was one of my first highlight. Second highlight, Jakub Kiwior coming in through in the second half, beautiful cross, and it really found Bukayo Saka, and Bukayo Saka read it like a book and went ahead obviously nod it into the back of them to obviously give Arsenal the lead, and that lead came in through at exactly the 53rd minute. You know, those were like 8 minutes into the second half. That's when Arsenal went ahead to obviously do the needful, and they went ahead to obviously win into that beautiful game. So Singapore National Stadium was obviously lit, and Arsenal really had the following stats into that beautiful game. 23 shots by Arsenal, AC Milan had 3. 9 shots on target by Arsenal, AC Milan had 1. 57% ball possession by Arsenal, AC Milan had 43%. 498 passes completed by the club of Arsenal, 389 passes completed by AC Milan. 89% passing accuracy by the club of Arsenal, and 86% passing accuracy by the club of AC Milan. 9 fouls by Arsenal, 8 fouls by the club of AC Milan. 0 yellow cards to Arsenal and AC Milan. No red cards was issued to either sides. 1 offside to Arsenal, 2 offsides to the club of AC Milan. 14 corners to the side of Arsenal, and 2 corners to the side of AC Milan into the mix. So that's what we were here to get in there for. But shows you that Arsenal really dominated the game, and they had the lion's share of almost everything positive into that, and AC Milan had the lion's share of everything negative into that game. And their goalkeeper really went ahead to put in some spectacular saves. If it wasn't him, I tell you what, Arsenal would have gone ahead to obviously go 4 up into that particular fixture. So as it stands, Arteta went ahead obviously come up and obviously something about Bukayo Saka, who was really on target into this particular fixture. This is what Arteta had to say about Bukayo Saka. Yeah, we are all happy with the performance, especially with the attitude, the quality, the determination that we showed throughout the game. Obviously, to win as well. And yeah, regarding individuals, he was at a really good level. He added and said, Bukayo is one of them. We have pushed him through the summer as well to catch up on other things that he had to do to give himself the best chance to explore his qualities, which are better and more highlighted and with more impact than physically at the highest level. So, for Bukayo Saka, he really came in through as the captain of the team, and he really looked good in there for you. And that side of Saka really showed us that maybe those leadership skills are really growing in, because if you're really having players like Saliba, Zinchenko, and others on the pitch who have been at Arsenal for some time, though Saka's been there for some time more than them, and they are not really doing the needful, all you have to do is simple. Just obviously come up and do the needful and really give Saka that his flowers that he has gone ahead obviously managed to grow up and really turn out to be a leader. And by the way, this season is obviously going to be very important for Saka, because this time round he's not only entering this season with a competitor, but everyone is looking at him and he has to obviously thrive. So we wait and see how Saka will obviously move on, but the manager's obviously going to obviously hail his performance. Then we had Arteta on Ethan Waner. I was shocked that Ethan Waner was part of the starting 11 and the manager played him as a number 10. And Arteta said the following on Waner's impact. We're really good. I think, yes, right away after a few holidays, those kids, they came back from the summer and they look differently already. They look more mature. They have a better presence than Ethan, certainly. He's been training really hard. They only had a couple of training sessions with us. So for him, just to be able to play 45 minutes in the interval is a really positive thing. And the same with with Mali, the same with Josh. So really happy with all of them. So remember, they played, was it for the under-21s of England? They want to obviously win, in the final, and they really lifted that trophy. That is Ethan Waner and other under-21 England internationals in there. So the manager is like, Ethan Waner hasn't obviously gone ahead to train with Arsenal for so long, but getting in those 24 minutes into his legs was really very important to obviously see to it that Arsenal goes ahead to really see him do that. And remember, Arsenal has just gone ahead to obviously extend or really sign a new contract with him, and the lad is really over the moon. Then Arteta on Kai Havertz, he said, he's in a very good place. I think the game that he had, I think he was in 3 or 4 times. He was completely free and the ball arrived to him. His work rate, what he offers to the team, it's top notch. So he scored against Watford today. He was very close a couple of times as well. Overall, very happy with him. So the manager is like, he really did his part. And to it that Arsenal is obviously having a new number 9 in, that is Victor Gyökeres. And I know everyone will be like, when is the lad turning up in? Will Havertz really handle the pressure? And Havertz obviously got to know that Arsenal is really looking in for number 9. And if you look at his physicality, guys, he's no longer the Kai Havertz that you guys used to know. He is now really a mugged player and is even putting on what we call short-sleeved shirts, t-shirts. You understand? Look at his hands. If you really go up, I can send you to obviously bring me a photo of Kai Havertz when he's really showing his hands and not putting in long-sleeved shirts, and you won't obviously find it. Most of the times, he's really having a long-sleeved input and then a short one. But when you went ahead and obviously turned him to a titular player, he really went ahead to rubbish all that and it's like, let me show case of what I have. But it shows you how much physicality has gone ahead to improve and how much strong he's ready to obviously compete with Victor Gyökeres in the upcoming season. So guys, thank you very much for watching through Saka on Target as Arsenal destroys AC Milan. Your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below.